Hey ho folks, what's up? This is Makro and today we're playing Satisfactory again. We ended our last episode with a bit of a hazard. You might remember that we split up some essential resources a few episodes back, quite a few actually, to ensure those not being scrapped here, right? And that was because we had a little problem since there was only a Mark IV belt somewhere in between. And yeah, we just kept this thing running. And at some point, those resources filled up. So this extra container over here filled up. So the whole scrap belt here filled up and yeah, everything came to a halt. I kind of managed to resolve all of that by manually picking up stuff from the train stations above and from the drone ports, putting that into this container, setting up two more sinks over here, scrapping a whole lot of them. Good thing is we have a lot of coupons now. And the other good thing is that we have more or less resolved this problem. We can check the meters here. That's 405. That's 380 per minute. So we're good. Yeah, and I also stopped the train bringing all the batteries over here since that train was always completely full. Yeah, and we don't need any more batteries for now. So this train just waits at its station until we need more of them, I guess. So now we should have quite a few time crystals available here. So let's take care of the last power slug research, not resource. Let's take all of that. And now we should be able to... Oh, it was only 100. All right. So.
Research completed. Synthetic power shard recipe unlocked. Exchanging regular exercise and filtered fresh air with automation is just the kind of progress FICSIT likes to see.
All right, so now we should be able to produce synthetic power shells. What's that? Dark matter crystal, okay. Excited photonic matter, which we haven't unlocked yet. Okay, so we cannot do that until reaching milestone. I guess this one? Yeah. Okay. So, one more thing to go, and that's this one down here, for which we need singularity cells, which we unlock. Not here. I guess here then? Here. Spatial energy regulation. Alright. Okay. So. I mean, we could put those in here already. 10,000 iron plates. And what's that? That's the aluminum sheets. 5,000. Alright. Okay, so for today, let's take care of, no, not the SEM fluctuators, but the Ficsite Trigons. So one more thing. Okay. I already prepared pretty much everything, so the SAM should be available, copper ore should be available, water should be available, but not the assembly director system. So Let's see, where did we produce those? Here? Yeah, that's the RCUSC factory. So what we need to do first, I guess, is set up a drone port over there. And get those assembly director systems over to our factory. At some point we maybe want to build a ramp up here. Nope. There we go. All right, let's see. Luckily we already have multiple drone ports available up here. So there's a bit of infrastructure already available. Let's switch over to the hover pack again. What are you? Turbo motors, outgoing. Okay. That's the batteries, yeah. I'm thinking to continue this whole drone port stuff back here, right? Instead of placing another one here. I mean, we could actually place one more here. Maybe we should do that. Okay, so we need conveyor holes for batteries and for the assembly director systems. We need those. We also need to connect the batteries. That's too close. Like that, right? Center? Yes. We also need power. There we go. And that's not the right name. Are they all called ECRTM? I mean, who cares, right? Let's just copy this name to have the pattern down. Paste that here, call that RCUSC, and then Assembly Director System, ADS, out. Okay, cool. So, question is, how we get them in here? Let's find out where we actually produce them first. So what's that? Crystal oscillators? Yeah, remember? What are you? Radio control units? You don't get enough crystal oscillators? What is wrong with you? What? You are going at 100%. Okay. I guess AI limiters is the problem. Why does this side have plenty of them? Oh, because you're running at... Yeah, okay. You're underclocked. Weird. What's going on here? You're good. You're good. You're missing quick wire. Question is why? I mean, it's probably because we used this smart splitter thing again over here, which is not advisable for whatever reason, but in my experience that always causes problems with resources not being, or products not being evenly distributed. All right. Okay, well, you computers, I think, yeah. You are assembly director systems. Okay. We bring them over here, merge them here, and bring them into this guy. All right. Okay. So our goal is to end up in that corner. So I guess... don't look at it too closely, I guess. So you are slooped, right? Oh no, that's supercomputers. I'm sorry, you are slooped. So yeah, we calculated with 1.5, but we're producing... Let me double check that real quick. Or you can have a look at it as well. Yeah, we calculated with 1.5, resulting in 6 biochemical sculptors, which should be more than enough, I guess, since we only use them as a space part, and we also need only, quote-unquote, 1,000 of them. But we still have to take care of 2 more products, so I guess that's fine. So we could just unsloop them, I guess. So we have our 1.5 available. And now we want to remove all of this. So we don't produce any more of them for our storage anymore. Yeah, we gotta go on this foundation line out here, right? So I guess let's place a merger like this, remove that and that. In fact, let's remove all of the belts here and replace them with Mark 5 belts. Could even pull a full belt to this merger back here. That's good. All right, give me an MK5 lift. Like here, facing this way, like that. And then let's bring all of them over. All right. Whoops. There we go. We need that one almost in the corner here, so like that. Then we want to pull a lift down. Yeah. Okay. Who would have thought? Even this one, huh? Okay, let's start from back here. I can't connect it right away, but that's fine. Do it like that and like that. All right. We could put the remaining assembly direction systems, assembly director systems in here, like that. And that's it. This one should be ready to go. All right, so let me show you where I prepared our factory. There is the train station. Call it Spire Coast, since this is the Spire Coast, right? Isn't that called Spire Coast as well? No, it's not. Okay, there we have the pure SAM ore vein, and then we have this copper and this copper node. I needed 2 of them because they're both impure and we need 500 per minute, so yeah, 2 of them. A lot of water, so no problem there. Let's jump over there using our jetpack. So I guess we go straight north, more or less, right? A little bit this way. Yeah, PCC Factory is a good kind of landmark to keep focused on. Yeah, jetpack with a rocket fuel is really good. And by the way, speaking of rocket fuel, I know there's nitro, no, not nitro fuel. What is it called? Ionized fuel. Still available to us. But as we learned, it requires the shards, right? And yeah, we just unlocked the synthetic shard recipe, which is basically the only way to handle that, right? And, well... Oh, can do that. It's complicated, right? And I guess it's too complicated to actually produce that, right? So I'm afraid that we won't produce any ionized fuel in this playthrough. So where are we? Kind of lost track. There's the PCC factory. Okay. Yeah, and as for the jetpack, I'm more than satisfied with rocket fuel. As for power generation, I guess rocket fuel is a pretty good trade-off, right? Between complexity of the products as well as energy output, power output. So it should be somewhere over there. Is that right? Or is it over oh no, it's over there. Look at this. Yeah. Don't look at the belts, please. But I just don't feel like laying down foundations all the way over here. So that's one of our copper lines here. Isn't that a beautiful little sucker here? Yeah, water comes from down there. For extractors, we need like 440 water or something like that. And now it's 480, so who cares? That one needs power. That's the other copper thingy. Yeah. I just wondered whether it would be a good idea to downclock it to 250 and the other one as well to kind of balance out the overclocking, but it still needs one shard, and I guess that's just not worth it. Yeah, so there we are. That's our little train station here, only consisting of one aux train station for now. I guess we add another one as soon as we are done here for bringing the products home. And this is where the water comes in, and I think also the copper lines end somewhere here. Yeah. All right, so let's have a look at the plan and let's see where we want to start. First of all, we want to start with SAM. So we need 7 constructors for SAM. Then all the copper. Oh yeah, we need to convert the copper first and then use the water for Caterium ingots, which are, by the way, 17 refineries again. Yeah, so that's gonna be a little bit of work there. Let's start with the SAM. SAM is on the other side, over here. Also a very, very beautiful belt. Coming from back there. Can we see the miner from here? Yeah, kind of. Back there, right? Yeah, so I guess let's start with reanimated SAM right over here. And that's gonna be 7 constructors. So let's set up those constructors. One here. Reanimated SAM. And then it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the last one needs to be at 11.111%. 11.1%. That's 3.33. Yeah, that's exactly right. You guys need power. Somewhere here, I guess. And I suppose let's start with the splitters from this direction. So like this. And just put a hole in here. Like that. And then we remove this one. Huh. Let's do it like that, I guess. That should be perfectly straight. Yes. Let's get rid of the remaining SAM here. Oh. That wasn't right. Let's do it again. So it's like this, of course. All right. There we go. Okay. That's a reanimated Sam. Done. Done. Now we need the copper ore. 4 converters. Parts of the reanimated Sam go in there. 33.333, right? Just, oh yeah, so it's exactly those two here. That's 30 and 3.333. So those two go into the converters for copper. So maybe let's do it the other way around then. Let's underclock this guy here. 3.33333. There we go. So those two are for copper then. We gotta bring the copper ore over to here. Let's maybe, yeah, let's remove this one so that we know where we have to go. And then we are going to merge those two. Like that. Remove you. Connect you to the merger. Connect you to the merger. Oh, hello. I don't want to know how many of those conveyor poles, wall mounts, ceiling mounts, whatever, are still remaining in this world. Because, of course, I tend to forget about them and then just remove the belt, but don't remove the mounts, right? Okay. Which one is that? This one? Yeah. Let's see. What we need again? We need 4 converters. And we need yeah, those 2. Where do we want to put the converters? We could merge them, merge those 2 guys here as well, right? Could bring that guy up and around this way. So let me show you what I mean. Let's maybe, I mean, we could start here. Let's see if that's gonna be enough, because now we need both inputs, right? So we're to do 1, 2, 1, 2. No, I don't think so. Yeah, we need to bring them back at least 1 tick, like that maybe. Yeah, that looks great. Okay, and we need to convert copper to Caterium. This one. Exactly. So you are gonna go there, and you're gonna go there, I guess. Yes. And you. And then it's 33.33333% here, so 100 divided by 3. Yeah, that's 40 per minute. So 120 plus 120 plus 120 is 360 plus 40 is 400. And as if we had planned for that, this the merger here can go exactly like that. Isn't that something? Cool. So like that. And 1, 2, 1, 2. Like that. That's for the copper then. Bring in the reanimated Sam already. Okay, let's take care of power. Like here. All right. And let's connect the lifts. The belts here. And now we just need to take care of the copper supply coming from here. 1, 2, 1, 2. Like that. Oh. Oh no. We're dead center, that's good. That's exactly what we want. Something's wrong with the conveyors. With the lifts. Well, shouldn't be. No. This lift is this belt here is wrong. Why is that? Did I place the merger the wrong way around? Yeah, I did. So it should be like this then. Great. And now we can actually bring the copper over. Connect it there. Fill that hole again. And put some copper in here just to get rid of it. Good. Now we are producing Caterium ore. What a weird thing to say. But yeah. All right. Let's have a look. We took care of that and of that. We get 400 Caterium ore, which needs to go into 17 refineries. Maybe we are going to make that 18. Well, no. I mean, maybe we need to split those 17 refineries into 2 rows. Yeah, I'll give you that. But having them facing each other, as long as there is no mirror remote or anything like that, is yeah, pointless, basically. Because you cannot do it like here, right? That you can use one splitter for both sides, basically. So, yeah, refineries, you say. How about we start here with refineries? So we have this one available for bringing over the Caterium to here. I mean, what is it here? It's 240. Maybe we can even split that in some sensible way. Pure Caterium ingots needs 24. So that's 10 refineries, right? So that would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Perfect. Cool. So we can use these two converters here, 120 each, for 10 of these guys here, using 24 each, which is 240. Cool. Water comes in from there as if I had planned that as well. Very good. Oh, hello. I'm gonna use you, and then I'll place another one here. By the way, don't know if I mentioned that in any previous episode, but 1.2 is already available on the experimental branch, right? We are not going to play the experimental branch, so if 1.2 is coming to town, is coming to the main branch, we are gladly going to accept that and maybe maybe even use one of the new features. But as of now, we don't switch to the experimental branch for this, right? And connecting the power just remembered me of 1.2, since one of the cool features, in my opinion, well, it's got a lot of cool features actually, now that I think about it, but one of the features is daisy chaining production buildings in terms of power, right? So we can just connect the first one of those refineries here to power, and then just daisy chain them. That would be so nice. But it's still okay to do it that way, so no big deal. Another cool thing, I think, is an overhaul of the vehicle pathways, right? So now you don't have to record them anymore, which always kind of scared me away from using vehicles. But you build the pathways just like you build train tracks. And that's a huge thing, in my opinion. So maybe in my next playthrough then, I'm actually going to use vehicles. I guess we won't use them in this playthrough anymore. Yeah, split is correct. I was about to say I need the mergers here, but no. Of course not. So why don't you give me that line? Okay. Because you're weird, I guess. Or have I mixed something up right there? I don't hope that I did. No, we're looking good. All right. So same on the other side, I guess, but with a lot less refineries. So what do we have? We have 180, or what is it? 160. 160 divided by 24 is 6.66. So that's the 7 remaining refineries then. Maybe you want to start back here. Or maybe even we could even start to place them kind of offset, right? Like this. So we can then use common mergers for the outputs. Wouldn't that be something? You are not downclocked in any way? No. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the last one needs to be at 100, so 200 divided by 3, right? 8 per minute. Looks good to me. Now we gotta bring the water around here. And we need more water later on, so let's take care of that by placing a junction here. And if we're lucky, yeah, we are. Cool. Yeah, another neat feature about 1.2 is respawn points. You can now actually place down toilets. Oh, one more. Toilets, which then will be used as a respawn point. So whenever you die, you are going to respawn at the closest toilet. Not that big of a feature, I suppose, but it's still something. So here we got to do something a little differently. If I would have known, I would have placed those with a bit more distance in the middle, right? So that those align with these refineries back there, but I guess it's fine. That, and I guess we want to bring those over via lift, if possible. It's possible. Okay. Cool. Yeah, we don't need you. And of course you need power. Yeah, I guess we'll pull a power pole over here. What is it? 7, right? So 1 Mark III should be more than enough, I guess. So make that Mark III. Yeah, as you can see, we have a lot of fluctuations currently in our power production capacity, and that's because of what I talked about last episode, right? The nuclear power plants aren't working as expected because of the water that we are not able to get rid of. That's a bit of a problem. Maybe if I feel like it, I will try to fix that in between episodes. And I guess what I would do is produce as much power as needed. Power? No, water. Including the water that we now use as an overflow, which is kind of a bummer. Since, or maybe we could also reroute the water a little bit. So right now we are bringing the water into a pipe which is already a high priority pipe in another pipe, right? And that's, I guess, kind of the problem. So maybe we want to bring that water to, I don't know, a row of refineries or something where, so that it's another priority pipe, a separate one, basically, right? That might be a good idea. All right, guys, looking at the time, we are pretty much done for today. Let's see what we have achieved. So we took care of that. So next thing would be another set of converters, 4 of them, producing our first Ficsite ingots then, which will then be converted to Ficsite Trigons here. A good thing is that we can use one of those constructors, obviously, to produce those 30, and the remaining 4 ones will produce the remaining 120. That's good. And then we need 3 blenders, use the remaining water. We need to bring the ADSs here. Maybe I'm going to take care of that in between episodes. The drone port, I mean. And actually, maybe this time we won't set up a battery distribution port, right? Since this one is only... the other one already has its batteries available, so it's actually not needed. Maybe we should do it like that going forward. A lot less effort for setting up the drone ports at the battery factory all the time, right? So, yeah. Just one drone port connected to the other one. Let a drone fly from there to here, and then we're fine, I guess. Yeah, and then we're already almost done. Not already, but almost. Only, yeah, those 4 things here, basically. And then already we can take care of bringing the outputs back. Isn't that something? All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Appreciate it as always. And I hope to see you around next time as well. And until then, bye-bye.